So can we get to this civil war already so we can just kill Janai's brother? Before we get to today's video, I want to take a moment to talk about Patreon. That's right, we are on Patreon now, and we have a bunch of tiers with a bunch of great rewards. You can subscribe and get things like early access to all reactions, depending on your tier, depends on which reactions you get early access to. You can vote on polls exclusive to patrons that will help determine future reaction series and more. You will get to just have various choices in terms of like getting to choose future reactions I react to, getting to choose first impressions I check out, all kinds of different rewards, and possibly more coming in the future. We're still new at this. We're still figuring things out. It's a process. It's a process. But we have multiple tiers, so whatever you would be able to donate, if you're able and willing to donate, is appreciated. It helps me out, it helps the channel out, it helps us grow. It's going to help just, standardly. It's just something new to check out. Plus, if you like getting the reactions early, that's also a plus. But it is optional. If you're unable to do it, that's completely fine. All reactions will come to YouTube just a little bit later, a week later or so. So, that all being said, thank you as always so much, and let's get on with today's video. And with that being said, hey everyone, welcome to Princess K. I'm your host Connie, and today we are here with my blind reaction to Season 6, Episode 3 of Dragon Prince. I don't know why I always get confused on that, but last time we had Janai kind of going crazy and Amaya having to bring her back with this story about this book and everything. And, well, Janai actually getting her hands on the book. Janai was kind of going crazy because of everything her brother's been doing and, others kind of betraying them. And so now it's basically just setting up this civil war. And, we know where this is going to go. We know that our heroes are going to win, and not just because of standard heroes always win kind of ideology, but because it's pretty much set that up. I feel like all these interactions, all these moments have set up that this dude is getting so big for his britches and getting so just high and mighty. He thinks he's unstoppable. He thinks he's gonna get Soul Regem, I think it is, to side with him and everything. He's gonna die. They're setting that up that he's getting way too cocky. He's gonna die. Meanwhile, Janai and Amaya are being shown to they're gonna finally have their wedding. They're going to they're being shown to really be thinking this through, really giving this a lot of emotional weight. It's from a storytelling perspective, doing anything to make Janai and Amaya's side lose, much less honestly anyone dying, anyone of note, would be stupid, honestly. It would be a massive mistake, because it's just again, everything is set up for a certain way. And also at this point it's you kill off either of them and it's going to really hurt your fan base. The fans will actively hate that. So it's I understand some shows like to kind of pull the wool over your eyes and surprise you with a big major character death and whatnot, and this series could do something like that, but it's not going to be Janai or Amaya. They're not going to do something like that here because it's clear that it would ruin the series. So if it were going to be anyone, it would be Soren. I'm actually really serious there. Soren would be the kind of character who would have a heroic sacrifice. be killed by the enemy by choosing to either put himself in the way of someone else or just choosing to go off to battle and end up dying in it rather than having someone else do so. Just something like that. I really couldn't see anyone else dying. It just wouldn't make a lot of sense. That being said, we also had the Dragon Queen found. She's healing. And she is healing. She's doing a lot better. She's got to remain with the Mushroom Mage for now, who I thought sounded like Sam Riegel, but apparently wasn't Sam Riegel. And that kind of plotline, it seems, just kind of ended. At least for now. Though with Corvus coming back into things, I can we just have him in, like him and Soren have so much chemistry. Why aren't they already together? Like, seriously, just actually do this already. Like, it's so blatantly obvious they belong together. It's one of those character dynamics to where it pretty much can't be seen any other way. And so I'm just like on the train right now of like just do it already. Just get it over with. Just confirm these two are a couple. But either way, we've still got more to go, and usually these seasons tend to go pretty hard before they finish. So, I'm anticipating that something will happen. Something notable and big. I guess we'll just have to see to find out. I wonder if we'll get any Viren or Claudia in this episode, because that was kind of missing from last one. Let's check it out, see what we have in store. Hold up just a sec. Before you click that link down in the description below to get to today's video, I want to remind you of all the awesome content we have both on this channel and the Princess of Gaming channel. Let's check it out. Welcome to the Afterthoughts. We'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. So, this episode focused around love. Like, outside of that ending with Viren coming back to Katalis and being properly taken as prisoner by Ezran, who made absolutely the correct decision. Like, no matter how you view it. Even if Ezra knew what we as viewers know, it's still the correct decision. Outside of that, though, this episode focused on, like, two different relationships. That of Callum and Rayla, and that of Terry and Claudia. And let's talk about Terry and Claudia first, because it's the one that's given less attention and has a little bit less to it. It's much more simple. So Terry is just kind of hanging around, whittling away, working on something. We don't entirely know what. But every time he hears a noise, he looks back hoping to see Claudia. And eventually, it's actually her. She actually does return, and it's never said why, but I think it's pretty clear. She realized, like, with her missing leg and just with her, severe depression, she's just she's realized that she can't do this on her own. She can't actually run away from this. On top of that, with her just already losing so much and losing kind of her reason for like everything that she had been doing in all of these recent volumes, she's at that point where she realizes that she can't actually let go of all of this. Not her like bad decisions, but more so connections. Her father's already left her, and that's already left a huge hole in her heart. She can't leave Terry too. Her entire thing with leaving Terry was, I'm going to like basically leave you before you leave me. But then she came crawling back because she's definitely realized it's like, I can't do that. I don't want to be that kind of person. Because Claudia absolutely still has good in her. And I think Terry is what is cultivating that. Terry is like the one bright light in her life. At the moment, at least. She's pushed away every other light that she's had. Her own brother, Callum, Ezrin. And she chose the side of evil. But now that her father has rejected all that because he's, I don't know, in his sad boy hours, Claudia has realized that everything she's done has been for nothing. That she's wasted her life dedicating herself to these dark arts just for nothing of value to come from it. The only thing that has ever stayed with her, the only thing that's ever actually proven to be, good for her in all of this has been Terry. Terry has been the one positive light in her life this entire time. And so she realizes she can't just leave him under the idea and attitude that she should do so before he does it to her. And so she does come crawling back with her tail between her proverbial legs at this point. Can't really say that when she's coming back there. And Terry has to take care of her while she's like really deep in a spell of depression. He washes her in the river. He helps her cut her hair. And I think the cutting of the hair is actually going to be a good sign. Because like I said, in a lot of media, when a character cuts their hair, it's representative. It's been used in anime and anime-like projects to represent a character like moving on to the next stage of their life. And it's usually done in a positive manner. A lot of times it can be done like if a character is realizing that their hair or something like that, their just general look is tied to like a side of them or a people that they're connected to that they don't agree with anymore. Such as like with Zuko and Iroh cutting their hair in Avatar The Last Airbender to just distance themselves from the Fire Nation after they found that they were being betrayed by them. It can also be done as a manner of like reinventing yourself, like with Korra in The Legend of Korra. And sometimes it can be done out of necessity as a way to survive, as a way to like push yourself forward, like with Sakura in Naruto. There's multiple different reasons and ways that this is executed in media. And here, it's definitely representative of Claudia realizing that everything has been for nothing and that she wants to kind of rid herself of that side of her. I think this is a very good thing. I think this is Claudia coming to terms with everything that she's done up to now. And I think she might actually be on a path of redemption. a path of healing. And this is again obviously very good. And I feel like I need to explain here real quick the reason why I am like a lot more supportive of her getting redemption than Viren is because one, she has absolutely not done as much evil as Viren has, not even close. Viren is like has been psychotically evil, has done so much worse than her. Her delving into dark magic was solely to help her father. It was never out of evil intent, it was always out of a desire for her father to be brought back to life, to survive. And everything had been like leading to finishing this spell so that his resurrection would be permanent. And then when it finally is done, when she like even kills the little creepy homunculus child, she's met with derision instead of her father thanking her or anything. And he leaves her. He sees what she's become and he's disappointed because, again, he's had some crisis of conscience. And he chooses to leave her. This breaks her because, again, everything was for saving him. And she, I don't know, I wouldn't say she expected a thanks, but she wanted him to be with her. That was the entire point. She didn't want to lose her father. So her actions were never out of evil. They were bad. Her actions were bad, unquestionably. But they were done for, a nice purpose. That's different than Viren. Even if Viren is on his own path to redemption, it's just unquestionable. His actions were based on racism and evil. His actions were based on just horrible, horrible evil. Viren was a very bad person. Claudia never was. That's the difference. That's why I'm a lot more accepting of Claudia getting help and becoming redeemed than I am of Viren. Viren's redemption to me feels a lot less natural. A lot more forced and just very unbelievable. Plus, it just kind of happens. It's not well built up to. Claudia's redemption, on the other hand, feels a lot more believable because, again, she never went full evil. She was doing this for, like, genuinely good reasons. Although I think the reasons were misguided, but still. And she never went full evil. She did some bad stuff. But again, was never on the level of her father. And so I feel like she's just I'm just more accepting of her being redeemed. That's why I can sit here and say, like, oh, Ezrin made the right choice in not accepting Viren's, like, redemption and, like, clearly what's going to be imprisoning him there. Like, that was the right choice, obviously. But then you have, like, Claudia, and I'm, like, kind of for her redemption, for her, like, and Terry continuing to be together and everything. So it's, like, it's that kind of difference. But after cleaning her up and cutting her hair, Terry also, we see what he was working on was a prosthetic leg, a magic prosthetic leg for her. He magically binds it to her stump, and she is even like testing walking on it, which is not easy because she has to like get used to that, but it works. And she embraces Terry and they kiss and it's cute. Yeah, Terry has proved that they're just like a really good person and just like really good for Claudia. And I think that with their help, Claudia will be able to like come back to the side of good. The other relationship focus we got though is the bigger one, of course, and that's on Callum and Rayla. We obviously know, like I said multiple times in the reaction, that these two are just obviously a couple. It's not even subtle about it, and the writers are almost taking this like weird um path into like acting like this hasn't been a confirmed thing yet. Like we're still like playing around with the will they won't they idea. And it's like, why are you writing it like this? It's not will they won't they. It hasn't been will they won't they for a long time. They already have. They're already together. They split up for a while. Yes, they were away from each other during the time skip, and there's a little bit of awkwardness because of that. But again, this isn't a will they won't they situation anymore. It hasn't been for a long time. Just because there's a little awkwardness because they were away from each other for a while doesn't mean that they're not still like very madly in love with each other. Because it's so aggressively obvious that they are. And it's like, you even have this like moment when Rayla's reading the journal, Esmeralda's journal and all, and like she's crying and thinking about like it's very soap opera-y. Thinking about how like she wants Callum to say stuff like that to her, and Callum comes in because he hears her crying, and she's like so excited thinking he's gonna be like super sweet and like romantic with her. And then he just like is like, you're just reading. It's very clear what she's looking for here. Rayla had been raised as a warrior, and she's damn good at it. But the one thing that she's been missing, especially with her parents, being in the position they've been in, the one thing she's been missing has been like love, like real, genuine love. And so falling in love with Callum was important to her. And the awkwardness of when they like split up has left her in this state of of heavy desire. She is very heavily like looking for that kind of positive emotion to be reignited between them, because it's something that she just like emotionally needs. And Callum, meanwhile, is just like drawing her from memory in his sketchbook because he can't stop thinking about her either. He's very awkward about it, especially because of the dark magic stuff. But you notice how Rayla wasn't mad at him because of him using dark magic. She was only mad because she was scared for him. Because she was scared that he would be hurt. It wasn't that it was dangerous. It wasn't that it was like, going to cause other problems. It was because she was worried about how it would affect Callum. She was worried about him. But he did it for her, and he admits that to her. He does tell her that. Unfortunately, she doesn't handle this well because, again, the way she was raised, she tells him it's like, oh no, if it's the greater good versus me, you choose the greater good. Which, not going to happen. But Callum ends up responding after they escape and get the pearl out of the fire and everything. It's like, okay, but then you have to do something for me. If I get possessed by Erebos again, you have to kill me. Neither of them will be able to live up to this promise. They're not going to be able to live with this. She's not going to be able to kill him. She might it's going to happen. He's going to get possessed again. And the instant like she goes to do it, she's not going to be able to do it. And then on Callum's side, he's just not going to be able to choose the greater good over her. That's absolutely going to come into play as well. He's going to have a choice to make at some point, whether choosing to save her or choosing to like do the thing that's going to be like for the greater good, for like helping more people or something more important. He's going to choose her. And I don't even think there'll be that much hesitation. And she might get mad at him over that, and he might get mad at her over not killing him. But they're going to realize that this is that they're not, that they shouldn't have to sacrifice each other or their love for each other or anything like that in order to push forward. And so, like, the way these two relationships are looked at in this episode are really fascinating, because Callum and Rayla having these issues and also trying to put down these ultimatums for each other while also not, like, dedicating themselves properly to their feelings is going to cause them some trouble coming forward. While at the same time, you have the relationship kind of being restored with Terry and Claudia, and this is actually going to like stave off trouble in the future. This is going to allow Claudia to heal, allow her relationship with Terry to heal, and it's going to help so much. So not only do we focus on two relationships, but kind of like opposite sides of a relationship with them. And I really like that. I really think that was a good decision and a good way to do this. Focusing on those two relationships specifically. But I'm still going to say it. Just confirm Soren and Corvus already. We have this entire episode dedicated to relationships, and we don't get anything for them, despite how aggressively obvious it is that they love each other. And I'm not just saying this as someone who likes to ship things. Or people. I'm not just saying this as someone who likes to ship people. I'm saying this because it's like so fucking blatantly obvious. It's not subtle in any way, shape, or form. Soren and Corvus belong together as a couple. They are literally being written in that way. And it's just... I just want it to happen already. Just like confirm it, for fuck's sake. Like, honestly, they have more chemistry together than Callum and Rayla do. And that's saying something, because Callum and Rayla feel like they were made for each other. But Soren and Corvus are even more so. Honestly, I think Soren and Corvus may have the best chemistry of any of the relationships in this. They just, like, feel so naturally connected. And it's wild that they're, like, the ones that aren't, like, actually together. And, I mean, I think probably the top three relationships in terms of chemistry are Soren and Corvus, and then Amaya and Janai, who we didn't see at all in this episode, but we got their relationship stuff last time. And then number 3 would be Callum and Rayla. Those are the big 3. And ironically, it's also different types of relationships. You have 2 guys, you have 2 girls, and you have a guy and a girl. The girl NB relationship would probably be number 4. I think I would put I think I would put Terry and Claudia under Callum and Rayla. I mean, there's a couple other relationships, I think, right? Maybe? I don't know. Either way, I'm very excited to see where this continues to go. This was a good episode. For now, though, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you next time. Uh, I'm Connie. I'm signing off. See y'all then.